What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. I want to have a chat with you guys about something. So I've been reading the first video I made this morning, all the comments to Nato, and then I want to talk a little bit about the consequences of whaling, some of the comments she made now that we've said our proper farewells, and I want to give my perspective on a couple of different things and also reiterate a lot of my original statements that I made a long time ago, and I have been making over time about the concept of whaling. And then I want to talk a little bit about Gogunhi and the direction that Netmarble is taking. Okay, so first off, let's talk about Nat. I'm not a big fan of the way people are responding to her, and I think it's a little bit offensive, and I'll explain to you guys why. You're of course entitled to your opinion. It's a social platform. Express how you want to feel. Okay, I think there's a couple people that are kind of taking away the value of having whales in a game. And it's mind-boggling to me that this is still something I have to talk about. Having someone like Nato be part of the SLA community was pivotal for SLA's success, and I'll explain to you guys why. Then we'll talk more about the statement and where she does kind of, make it a little bit combative for a lot of people who want to defend the game. Having whales in the game is super, super important. There needs to be a pretty big understanding here on our end that whales make games succeed. Right? The level of income a game gets from their whales allows the game to, number one, produce better content, number two, release more content, number three, keep the lights on. Okay? So to all the whales, instead of bashing them, as free-to-play players, dolphins, whoever the case may be, thank your players, because they are the ones keeping your game alive that you like to play. So I just want to get that out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. Second thing, though, there needs to be a little bit of understanding of why I say what I say almost all the time. Spend responsibly. Now, Nat is not part of that category. She and Kazi clearly have a ton of money. Okay? You look at their history, they whale in every game they play, and they whale heavily. Her situation quitting is not going to be the same situation as someone else quitting. And their situation of spending is not be the same as anyone else's spending. It's different. Okay? But this still goes back to what I've been saying all along, from day one. When I tell you guys, please spend responsibly, I truly do mean it. Please spend responsibly. You never know the day this game is not going to mean anything to you anymore, and you're going to leave with nothing. Right? You can't sell the accounts because that's against TOS, and if you do, you could get banned. You could lose your account. Right? You can't give the accounts away because clearly they don't like you doing that. Again, can get repercussions and banned. So what do you do with your account? Well, it just sits. You know what happens? Netmarble collects all your money that you've just spent, and then they take advantage of it and they move on and they continue growing the game. But in that case, I think Nat, being a content creator and understanding the gacha world, understood that already before she made her choice. Now, for the rest of you guys, please, for the love of God, spend intelligently, spend responsibly. Now, let's go to the comments that were made in her goodbye letter. Okay, this game has no challenge, and this game is boring and repetitive. All right, let's break down what I've been saying from day one. A gacha is meant to mimic your real life. What do you do in real life? You grind daily, you go to work, you wake up, you have a cup of coffee, you have breakfast, you have lunch, you go see your friends. It's the same daily grind that you do every single day. And it's not to be mistaken for anything else but that. It's meant to mimic real life. So I want you guys to understand that if you are struggling with the concept of a gacha, not bringing high quality content every single day for you, well, you're not playing a AAA game that's been produced for consoles or PC. You're playing a game that has been produced for mobile spenders, and gachas are notorious for that. They're meant to suck out money from you and give you little content. Now, with SLA, though, I disagree with one thing, that there is no content. There is a plethora of content. As a matter of fact, some people would say there's too much content, and I think that's something that Netmarble should be proud of. They've done a great job putting together a very, very good, engaging, balanced, and I'm being honest when I say balanced game, because most of you guys who are free to play understand that this game is difficult, but also gives you a challenge. Most people still haven't finished normal Vulcan. 90%, I'd say 99% of people who are free to play haven't even touched hard mode yet for Vulcan. So there is a lot of content. But for those who are like, oh, there's no balance, let me tell you, I'll be real with you guys. As somebody who has spent almost $6,000 on his pay to win account, oh yeah, there's still balance. It's those people who have spent, I'd say in the tens of thousands of dollars, that the balance is missing. because there is a ceiling. Sorry, there is no ceiling for gachas for the most part. The more you spend, the easier the game becomes. That's essentially how it works. So it's a balance between spending and time. If you are willing to spend time on a game and not spend your money, you will get the challenge you're seeking and you will get the difficulty you're looking for. If you spend money on a game and you're looking to save time, you will diminish your time spent on the game and the difficulty will decrease, but of course your money will increase. The money you spend will increase. So it's a very, very easy concept to understand. And I think anyone who spent the level of money that she spent, the devs know that you are a 0.00001% of the population, and they're not going to make content for you specifically. Even though you are the biggest spender, their job is to make sure that the rest of the community has the level of content they need and finds it fair. Because imagine this. Imagine they just cater to whales, right? They would lose their population of players. Because let's be real, most players are free-to-play players. And that's just reality of any gacha. Most people who are playing gachas are not spenders. This is why there's a 2 to 3% spending population in any gacha game, and most of the time, the developers are going after them. In this case, that's not actually what's happening. In this case, for once ever, as like a developer, and funny enough, it's Netmarble, is actually looking to adhere to all people except for the biggest whales. And I can see the frustration for those big whales because, again, they're the ones keeping the lights on financially, but they're also getting zero content that will make them enjoy. Now, this is also a very opinionated take, okay? Nato's decision to quit the game because it's boring and repetitive, no challenge, is her, and Kazi's perhaps, I'm not sure if the both of them decided this, is their decision, and that's their mentality behind it. As somebody who's a whale and a free-to-play player, I think this game has plenty of challenge. And also, I don't spend hours on end trying to be number one. I think that's also a big part of why I enjoy this game. You know, I can sit back and, for my free-to-play, settle for top 10. No problem. No problem. The rewards aren't worth the time for me. What is worth it, though, is for me to strategize and come up with new things and help the community out and then just move on. Right? This is not my be all end all for, my life. This game is meant for me to enjoy, make content for you guys, and have a way to communicate with my community, plus obviously make some money on YouTube. Let's be real. That's what it's about. I love the game. I do. This gacha has brought out more content in the last 3 months than 99% of gachas that I played that I brought content out for over a year and a half. That's how much effort these guys have put into this. And not only that, but we have a beautiful roadmap that tells us what else is coming. So that's something that's very transparent, something that they've been very generous to offer us. And most gachas will never give you that. As a matter of fact, most gachas won't even tell you what's coming until it drops. So a couple things I want to say, I guess, to sum this up. Number one, stop whale bashing, guys. Okay, stop whale bashing. Whales are required to keep the game running. Number two, I don't agree, though, with some of the comments that were made. And in that regard, if those are the reasons why you guys are arguing, do a better job of at least expressing that without making it sound like you're just hating on whales. If you don't agree with some of the comments that were made, then absolutely express those comments in the chat. I will never stop you guys from having your own opinions. That's the whole point of having a social platform, right? It's to get you guys to speak on how you feel and give you guys a voice to be heard. Third, spend responsibly. This should be an eye-opener for many of you. If this is your first gacha, this is what happens. You get bored, you quit, you don't get your money back. And I've been saying this for a very, very long time, guys. At this point, I'm sounding like a broken record. Spend responsibly or else you will lose all your money at the end of the day. There is no trophy coming in the mail if you are the number one player. Nothing. You're not getting anything. So keep that in mind. In regards to content, I think this game has done a great job releasing content. Still holding my breath about Gogun He, but I want you guys to understand that I love this game. I'm going to continue loving this game. This is still going to be my main game. I think Netmarble is doing a great job in regards to releasing content, keeping things challenging. They definitely need some work. So there's no denying that. There definitely needs to be some work. If you're a high-end whale who spent thousands of dollars, I can understand your frustration. But this is the point of gachas. The more money you spend, the less difficult things become, the more time you save. That's the formula. That's literally the formula. The less money you spend, the more time you spend on the game, and the more difficult things are. That is literally the formula of every gacha. Name me one gacha that's any different. I can't think of one. So for those guys who are, you know, upset about this, those whales who are bored, just remember that. You always have the option to stop spending. Once the content increases, you stop spending, you're going to now be in the same boat as everybody else and actually have a challenge. So that's an option for you always available. But the problem is a lot of whales who have spent so much to this point have a hard time stopping because it's now becoming an addiction and you don't want to lose that rank. But remember, it's all a mind game. Nothing's coming in the mail, guys. You're not making anything off of this. What's more important? Your hard-earned cash that you've been working your ass off all day, or a little bit of glory in your mind to make you think that you're superior? Just think about it. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.